The Black Cooperative Investment Fund, which is BCIF, was founded in 2017, and the purpose was to provide and foster economic empowerment for the Black community through microloans. So BCIF is a Black community-centric nonprofit organization. It's non-bank controlled, and it provides microloans to individuals within the Black community that vary between $5,000 and $20,000. It's also a collaborative nonprofit in nature. And what that means is everyday folks like you and me get to pool our money together, and those individuals who are passionate and who care about the trajectory of Black businesses and individuals in the Black community get to fund the microloans. In order for us to provide consistent and constant funding for these individuals, we need people who care, who are committed, and who can champion our efforts. The Salon Series, where you are here today, we do this about 3 times a year. And this is an intimate exchange that our attendees get to engage with a powerful voice within the Black community. You get to get insights and hear some pearls of wisdom from an influencer within our community. It also, coupled with that, we get to extend an invitation with you, hopefully, for you to partner with us.
On behalf of BCIF, we'd like to thank you in advance for the commitment that we know you're going to make this evening. And to all of our members that are already invested and committed, thank you for your continued support. We cannot do this work without you. Through hard work and perseverance, she has elevated herself to become one of the most preeminent voices of the millennial generation. With that, I'd like to bring her up to join me. Please give your highest and best welcome to Issa Rae.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that intro. Thanks for having me, you guys. I'm so happy to be here.
What was the impetus for the creation of your web series, The Misadventures of Awkward Black Girl?
I came up with the idea in 2009, and I didn't execute it in 2011. And I only really put the pedal on the gas when I saw an article that was basically from this girl asking the same things that I was thinking. Just like we have all these shows. Where's the Blacklist Lemon? And I was like, this is my idea. Somebody else is gonna read this, and they're gonna do it first if I don't just finally stop making excuses and make it happen. And that's how it came about.
What does representation on screen mean to you, and why is it important to see ourselves reflected in our narratives, both behind the scenes and in front of the camera?
I think about, even for other content that I want to make for the up and coming generation, I want to see those images reflected. And obviously, I'm not the only one making content out there, and it comes in supporting my peers and things like that. But for me, seeing ourselves on TV was everything, and I think I was extremely influenced and inspired rather by Shonda Rhimes and Scandal. I think that really started an era of networks taking a chance on putting Black people on in lead positions again, and in some ways that was wonderful, and in some ways it made me recognize, to your behind the scenes point, how the people behind the scenes, like, who has the power to grant us our images. And I think that's so important for the next step, because even now, I'm blessed enough to be in a position where I can get in these rooms, but when I get in these rooms, there's still not very many Black buyers, if any at all. So that feels like the next step. And to be a buyer, you have to be able to be in the system, as a PA or as an executive or as an assistant. You have to be able to get those jobs to be able to get promoted to that point. And so it really is essential to make sure that any projects that you take on, that you demand that, you make it clear that I also am fortunate enough to be a producer on a lot of the projects that I take on. So I make that a mandate that, they have to be conscious enough to hire people behind the scenes and give them a chance that look like me and look like the world.
How have you been able to leverage your platform to activate your personal passions or concerns for marginalized communities while balancing your career?
That's a great question. Having a platform matters, I find. It really makes a difference when you want to make an impact, when you want to, when you have ambitions. And for me, one of the main things is being able to, again, get in a lot of these rooms to be able to say, hey, this is what I want to do. This is who I want to do it with. And I'd like your faith and your trust, please. And so I think as far as my personal passions go, investing in South LA, where I grew up, is very, very important to me. And also empowering a lot of the businesses in that community is important to me. And we've been able to do so with Insecure by highlighting a lot of the businesses around here that I frequent, that I love, and just putting them on the map. Even having an office building or purchasing an office building off of Crenshaw and Slauson, which was my bus stop to get to high school every day, and I just want to be able to do that now, and just, also empower the community and make sure that when it's done, they know we're there, so that we can have resources, they can have access to it, and, we can make our resources available. Like, that's important to me. So it makes a difference, and I find a way to balance it all, just because it's just, it comes naturally, it's my priority. And I try to find ways to, incorporate and ingratiate all of that with every project that I take on.
What are your thoughts about the role of economic empowerment in moving the needle for the Black community?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I think it plays a huge part. I think, money will always talk. People listen to money. Money's pretty to people. Money buys opportunity in many cases. Money buys visibility, and money buys a voice. Money buys people's ears, and it's unfortunate that that's the case. But I think we're all here because we understand that money provides opportunities, and I think it's just where you invest and who you afford those opportunities to is just extremely important if we want to make a change. And I think that this organization recognizes that.
Thank you for having a seat at the table, someone like you that is holding the door open for others. I'm so happy that you're in the space. Thank you that you're there, and just your mindset about just moving us forward. I appreciate it.
Issa, I'm Candace.
Are y'all matching? Did y'all do that on purpose?
He swears that I get dressed first, so I don't know. He be peeping, but anyways. So I'm a tech entrepreneur, and I sincerely believe that technology will be one of the greatest drivers of wealth for the Black community as well. And I just signed my first celebrity partnership deal, so 3 also influential Black women. And so I'm curious to know your advice when Black businesses have an opportunity to work with influential people like you. What would your advice be?
Think about how to establish an organic relationship, so not necessarily to pressure your language for posts, but to make that a collaborative effort. Like if this person is interested in your product or your platform, at the end of the day, I would consider how they would market it to their friends. They're going to know their audience, better than you will in a lot of cases. And I think for them, it's just about, making them feel included in the process too. And I think in the spirit of ownership, that's always something to lead with, or to give opportunities. Like nobody works harder than when they're a part of something. And that's something I've learned even my own team. I think That's extremely important to me, to make sure that, you know, down the line there are things in place where they can feel like they can have an ownership in my success. My success will be their success because their success is also mine. And so making that a team effort. But I think just having candid conversations about just like, what can we offer you, and what do I need to do for you to elevate this platform? How can we win together?
Issa, my name is Lorna. I don't have a question. I just have a comment. My daughter and I watch Insecure together.
How old is she?
Sometimes she's 21, but sometimes, yeah, it's a little rough.
Sorry.
But I just wanted to say, she is a fantastic Black woman and doesn't always get the attention of Black men that I wish that she did. But on your show, she sees all kinds of relationships, not, ones that feel like they're fake, but ones that feel like they're real. And it's been such a positive thing for her. And I just wanted to tell you that I appreciate that.
That's so beautiful. Thank you.
My question is just kind of like, I feel like you've accomplished like obviously so much success, but like, where do you see yourself in 10 years, and like what more do you still plan to do or hope to do and see yourself?
I don't want to just be in entertainment. I want to venture outside of that and see what else I can do. I want to make an impact, politically, whatever that looks like. I don't want to run for anything, God no. But I want to be able to be in a position where I can, empower the people I want to win and run. I want to, help with the environment and ecology and things like that, and figure out the best way to use my platform there. And there's so many things that I want to do. But long term, I want to be able to invest in people that I believe in, and I think that's the biggest goal. And that can be monetarily, that can be with resources, that can be with, however. But that's just and especially in South LA.
What I will tell you is that at its core, it's a community-based, community-driven nonprofit that is non-bank controlled, run by the people, by us. We answer to nobody but us.
Thank you so much, Issa, for just everything that you shared, for spending your time with us here tonight. And we wish you so much success. We're all behind you. We're your village as well. And just keep shining and representing us well. Thank you.